ambulance drivers. That company sold the information, the billing information, administration stuff. And then it's these other companies that are trying to collect on it when it's legally not. It's not presented in that fashion. It's not supposed to. It's illegal in New Mexico. So it seems like the hospital has sold his information, but they're not refusing him service. The problem is he doesn't know how he can afford it. And now he's looking at the numbers, and he said, you know, if you had warned me, or if I'd known I could put away, I could have done this. And I just wanted to open that curtain and just say, sir, shred those bills up. That's just bullshit. That's the con artist. You're under this 5013C situation. If there's a bill to pay, the government's going to pay it. And if not, and if it wasn't valid, then they shouldn't have been charging you. And it's not up to you to be aware of what they're trying to pull over on you. Just throw it in the trash. Ignore it. They can't affect your credit. They can't steal your house. No. And so then, of course, then that got me into the arguments with my own counselors I had today regarding resources and regarding truth, and how it's all to make money for everybody that's working the resource train but not needing to be on it. And there's a big difference as to who's receiving and who's not. And I know this is not a fair world, but if I have to fight for a public phone, especially after the Obama bullshit that they tried to pull on with this DNC Hillary Clinton smasher phone, hide all the evidence so we don't know what was going on Epstein Island, only to find now we're as far as P. Diddy and Obama. I mean, give me a break. The FBI is the most dangerous operation going on our soil. Yeah, beyond that, well, we know what it is. The beast. So at any rate, you know, I can get on in many tangents. That's just another subject matter of mine. That is the son of perdition. I am the son of perdition. Most people don't recognize it. I am the man that holds the number. It's in my name. It's in my number. It's in my birth position. I was clarified through a conditional factor of, well, it's a cycle upon a cycle upon a cycle upon a cycle in order to fulfill. If we believe the written, we know that John 17:12 wasn't just talking about Judas Iscariot, because then you're denying the facts of history and how oppressive and how it wasn't the Lord's kingdom and how it was a bunch of bullshit and it was nothing but coveted, nightmarish crap that Paul put on it, as it was all Paul lit a call, as it was Rome, as it was the publicans to publish. So it's both sides. It's not just what we call Republican versus Democrat. It's working against you in all ways. Yeah, it's fractured itself. It's a fractured house. So we're all in the same boat. That's right. So the righteous, the self-righteous, the holy, the self-holy, whatever it has to take for a person to stand on their own grounds and principles without effectively ruining other people's lives, you know. I don't know. I have no idea what my screen was doing. I may have been tapping on it. So anyways, I need to calm down. So all I had was saline today, you know, and my regular meds and my regular healing as far as fixing my own lunch and having a bit of chocolate and trying to watch videos that are stupid, that are narrative based, that are bound, and seeing some of the commercials regarding Trump that the Biden administration's putting out, Harris, whatever, is the most ludicrous thing I've ever heard. The most ridiculous thing. They never did anything for 4 years, cackling, contriving to raise prices to strap everybody in order to pay for the big bill that they want to accumulate for who? Now she's saying the rich have to pay? See, she's a flip-flopper and she's false. She's the Jezebel. And yet here we have Trump who loves his job. He's a businessman, and he knows he He knows the destructiveness of the corporate giant. And when we can kill the corporate giant, we can raise up the mother and the father in their stores, in their well-being, in their ability to give forth to the community, because it's businesses that give to the community. It isn't the federal government. No, they have so many black operations going on, chemtrailing your skies, doing all kinds of weather modifications, doing all kinds of skirmishes, working up wars, coming up with ways to make more weaponry, the cost effectiveness, the loss, this, that. That would have cured every bit of the cancer of every child in this planet. That would have educated each and every one of us to learn to remove the filth from our lives, to remove their filth from our lives, to remove the filth that's on the internet, to remove the filth from the schools, from the mouths of the people, because it's out of their minds. We could take the rest of this generation, we could take 30 years and 40 years and wipe clean, just like Moses did in the deserts. To wipe them clean of their nastiness. To fresh start. But that was totally misconstrued, because that story is about the Hyksos, and it was the expulsion of the trash that Moses was and has been, and the lie that's perpetuated since then. So ridiculous. We should have been reading the stones, but they did everything in their power to prevent us from reading the stones. But there's wonderful people out there, diligent people, who have presented those stones enough times that we can wake up to what they're saying and what we're facing. How ridiculous. So anyways, it's better to go to the spiritual world, I believe, in context of what it means, so to bring out the living word, not the written. The written is going to be as they want it presented. It'll be as the media wants it presented. It'll be as the narrative should present itself upon the beast fit for a feast. It shouldn't be that hard to wake up from. But it doesn't have to destroy in the capacity where it's annihilated. Annihilists need to be annihilated. No, what happens comes the restoration of the body. To remember how to give ourselves clean water and clean food, and that everybody that's born on this planet is given the luxury of living space. Good Lord. You are the inheritors. You should be honored that you're alive, because we're only here for such a short time. So and you say, yeah, as custodians, and those people are filthy, and these people are, well, because they don't know better. No, because the monster made them filthy. The monster eats their children. The monster eats cats and dogs, and now they want to eat Trump. That's what the monster does. So much for fucking riddles, huh? Yeah, so much for that. People that don't have content on their channels, and they walk around talking all holier than mightier than thou, denying others, well, there are consequences for that. Truly consequences. Because it's spiritual. And if you don't believe, then you're a blasphemer. And well, that's what it's all about, isn't it? Yeah, the deadly sin. So welcome in. Yeah, I do. Anyways, feels good to talk. And I'm sorry I haven't shared that much, and the yard is a mess. And it needs work. And if I can get my strength back and the electrical feelings back in my legs, you know, it's like electrical charges that run through me that exhaust me. It's almost like taking 3 steps is like walking a mile. And I know that's exaggerated, but it is like that. Especially under the circumstances of when I'm struggling, and which I call an attack, and the doctor doesn't seem to understand what that means. I guess there's no definition to what an attack means in this DEI age of training, of programming. But we can break through, with communication, he can understand that once I do know my needs, that's where I'll be, on my knees, to get such a thing, because it's necessary. But in the meantime, the wants are the greatest thing, and we're going to address them. And if they don't work, then we just set them aside. But we tried, and this is, hey, no fighting. They're fighting on the couch. Look at them. I don't know if you can see that. Don't be so mean. Ow. Ow. Hey. What? He was sleeping. I have to interfere. I have to interfere. Do I have to interfere? He was sleeping. What, he's on your couch? Is he on your couch? Was he on your couch sleeping? Now what if he gets on my chair? Is he going to be on your chair? Gosh, that's your brother. That's Mimo. He wasn't doing nothing. And then you came along, unless you were already here and it was the other way around. Did I miss something? Were you the one that was here all along and then he came up and did that? Oh, no, I can see it in your attitude. I'm not taking no attitude from you. No, I'm not taking no attitude from you. I saw that. He was going to rear back and act like I was scolding him. I'm not scolding you. But you're bigger. You're a bigger brother. Mimo. What happened, honey? You were sound asleep. I think you were. I think that whole time you were sleeping there. Little Mimo. He can't grow up. He's a tiny one. But look at Mr. Menace. I think he wanted that spot. I think he did, yeah. I remember you were over there. Okay. That was fun. That was entertaining. Now, that was a little exhausting, but not too bad. Yeah, at least I'm back in my chair again. This is actually my bed. I got a lazy boy. I finally got the SSI check, and it was expensive, and I would never purchase such a thing, and I'm so bad, but I can't sleep in my own bed, and that's what I told him. That's part of the oxygen problem at night, is that in a very, very reclined position that people normally sleep, normal people sleep, my oxygen drops, and I go into a panic. And so if I'm not seated up, well, then it's going to happen 3 times a night. So, but apparently that's not warranted enough for a doctor to say, I have the authority to override the little slip of paper that says your oxygen actually dropped below 90, when it's just a convenience. Just a convenience. Well, why? Because the patient has cancer and suffering is bad, and that's what we call palliative care. Can you see it's missing? I'm telling you. I've been fighting it since the moment this started. These people have no concept of palliative care, and yet it's written in all their literature. How can that be? What is the problem here? Why is it so difficult? Oxygen. Oh my God. Give me a break. And they said, well, you can go out and purchase oxygen if you want. I'm on Medicaid. How do you expect me to do that? Oh. Well, we have resources, and here's a big material on resources, and we have this little pamphlet, and we got these the flyers, and I'll print it out for you. And if you call this person, she might be able to help you connect with other people that are like-minded, and you can have advocacy by talking to one another. While we spend more and more dollars and billions making what? So uncomfortable? No. You're making something comfortable. Yeah, but it isn't me. So I'm not on that point yet where I'm destitute. I'm not destitute. I'm not suffering. I told you that. I feel very positive. I think they think I'm very positive. But the problem is the spectrum that I'm on. The spectrum that I'm on with the world. It doesn't go away. It never stops. No matter where I am, what store I am, what happens, if I should make a purchase, which I'm glad I was able to help myself. But the fact is that I can't relate to what these protocols that have been put in place that we know are designed to disrupt our freedoms and our rights, our inalienable rights. Truly, that's how it gets down to that. My God. Look at Ohio. Look at that mess. Good Lord. Okay. I could go round and round. I could. I just can't believe that they think that they can sell guinea pig with pointy ears fried in batter and a tail. Ugh. Good Lord. And now they want to eat Trump. Good Lord. So I just hope to get better and stronger and overcome this. And then accept what's coming. Because it's a fate unlike any of us can relate to if we followed the plan. If we believed we could have worked that $100,000 a year job and put away and have the insurance and pay for our employees and take care of all our things, only to have it all bled away from us in the end, with little old man is so far in debt that they're ready to steal everything, and all they're offering him is long care facility. Here, SSI long care facility, and you don't get what you want. And can you see the theft in that? My God, I could hear Jeff in the next 20 years crying like that behind some curtain, all alone, not understanding why everything he had is taken away. Well, because that's what the system does. Unless you're like the Pelosi's, or like the whatever, the Clintons, or the Kamala Balalas, or the Biden fucking cartel, or the YouTube cartel, or whatever cartel that's out there. It doesn't make any difference. They're not human anymore. And they made a choice. They didn't believe in their own salvation. They didn't believe in the faith that they held that was given to them by their own parents. Because their own parents probably didn't hold it either. And it can be given back to the family. Those things can be given back, and we can honor each other in the greatest depth that we could ever express in the universe. Yeah, we truly can. The capacity's there.